Stop Asian Hate campaign. Everyone has seen all the headlines out there. Everyone has sadly seen all these really tough to watch internet videos of oftentimes elderly. That's what really gets me. Oftentimes elderly people being horribly assaulted violently. Can you please explain the white supremacists who have been doing such things?
Yes, it's actually points towards Black assailants, not these so-called white oppressors, such as that video you're playing. Three elderly Asian citizens were assaulted in Oakland's historic Chinatown. There's also the 84-year-old Thai immigrant who was pushed to the ground and died from the daylight shove at the hands of 19-year-old Antoine Watson. And CNN, 3 weeks after this incident occurred, still would not identify the suspect. They wouldn't say his name or race, and they're ignoring data, such as the data you throw on the screen. A DOJ report that race, ethnicity, hate crimes broken down by such. It's actually Blacks who are the biggest demographic pool that are targeting Asian victims. Whites, Asians are actually at the equal rate attacking. In the same table, Blacks are also attacking Black victims at the highest percentage, 70%. And these numbers dispute the lies perpetuated by Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate movements. You know, they can't fathom the idea that minority groups can harbor anti-Asian animosity. Before they were rejecting it, but now with this article circulating, it appears that the mental gymnastics have contorted past the breaking point as their leftists are trying to cope with the ugly truth.
Mia, can you explain? Can you explain the tension, if there is an explanation, between the Black community in these urban areas and the Asian community? And I ask this as somebody who's well aware the history of the world is tension between different communities. Even in America, the Irish hated the Italians, who hated the Jews, they hated the Blacks, they hated. This is not abnormal. This is what happens in big cities whenever there are large groups of one, either religion or skin color in one place or the other. But something creates that tension somewhere along the way. Why the tension? Do you have any idea?
Well, Vox is echoing what anti-Trump Dr. Eugene Gu claims, that these racist economic and immigration policies are pitting marginalized communities against one another. But this really isn't true. If you look at the series of anti-Asian hate attacks that have surfaced around the San Francisco area, you might notice the correlation that there's this culture of lawlessness that is formed in the aftermath of the George Floyd riots. You know, it's crazy to think that if you abolish police to fund police, there's going to be an uptick in crime. And as you had noted, Jesse, that it's the elderly population that it's attacked. So on top of that, they have that vulnerability factor that they would be targeted as victims.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.